James and Chris and I were sort of started to play together, and then I met Fiona, and she joined, and then she knew Dave, and so Dave joined me.
Sorry, in case you didn't see that look of Javid's face, it was like, oh, she knew him, and then he had to come and play as well.
By default, Dave joined.
Yeah. I was only supposed to show up at one practice to kind of show James an idea of what, like a harmony, and then James freaked out just because I was so much better than him that he's like, I don't know. But yeah, so we just kind of got together that way. They used to be in a band together.
We fell together, I think it's probably the,
Yeah.
it's probably the best way to think, but we fell together. But it was a happy accident.
It kind of starts with Fiona, really. She'll come up with the main idea.
Yeah, we usually someone comes forward with the initial idea, and then the song, whenever we bring it into rehearsal, it will progress with the whole band. So it's yeah, I think you always need a starting point, and then but you need each other to get further with.
Jeff Buckley and the Frames, mine.
Radiohead.
Yeah, it's Jeff Buckley and the Frames. The same as that.
Sort of R.E.M. and Coldplay, Death Cab for Cutie, stuff like that.
I'm completely different. I like Queen and Stereophonics.
Dad, please. Queen and Stereophonics. We didn't know this.
And Michael Jackson.
I'm Michael
Michael Jackson.
Everybody likes
Michael Jackson.
Girls Alive as well.
Girls
Alive.
Alive, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga is surprisingly influential.
It's true.
She's had a big influence on my music.
Well, my style.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all of our influences.
Don't talk to each other ever.
Yeah.
And then you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's it. And there was a camera on it, just keep smiling. Yeah. Don't pretend like they just had an argument before they came on. No, I don't know. I think it's just like at the end of it all, it's just music, and it's just like your friends, and you were when you started playing. So you always have to go back to like that first song that you kind of did together, and then you have to remember like it was just for a bit of crack before you even thought you were. This is going to be your career. Like you did it for the fun of it. You have to remember to go back to that point and be like, if people are pressuring you into things, just remember it's just a bit of crack. Like.
Yeah, I think like you have to be careful. Don't think of it as work. Remember, it's your hobby, because I think whenever you start thinking of it as work, it does become like there's a lot of pressure, and it was boring. But this is why we all got into it.
And Fight Club. Yeah. Don't talk about Fight Club.
Thursday night.
Kagura, when we first came up with it, was James's idea, because he loves like that sort of anime side of things and had a really great name, and what it meant was like music of the gods or like dance of the gods, like kind of entertainment of the gods, I think was a better way of saying it. And it was a wee bit pretentious, but everyone around that time was the something, and we wanted to be completely different. But we realised a couple of years later that whenever you're going, hi, we're Kagura, and someone comes up going, kangaroo, karuka, and they just can't remember it, you get stuck with it. And then we just decided that it's not going to be helpful for us to try and remember us if you can't remember our name. So Phoenix Fire just seemed to be a bit more like memorable. Yeah, it just was easy to remember. It is what it is. There's no, don't have to ask what's it about or why. Just that it's a name. Like I don't think you need too much in a name though. Like Muse is Muse. You don't overthink it. It's just a name. Like because it's about the music. You hear Muse, you think of the songs. So I don't really think there's. So I Watch You From Afar is a mental name, but now you think of the music and it's really good. So you don't even think twice about it.
I think at the minute Northern Ireland has a lot to give. I think there's a lot of bands starting to rise up, and yeah, it's quite exciting actually. There's a few bands that are starting to hit the UK now, and
Mojo and Bram's Pocket and then So I Watch You and Jenna Fiasco, all those ones that like seem to start creeping into Radio 1 and Radio 6, and like Cashier today, I think they got album of the day today. They've got each one of the tracks played on each show, and that's just Northern Ireland, like just a wee tiny like population, and mostly like Belfast seems to be where the bulk of Belfast and Derry. So Tudor, yeah, got absolutely massive at the minute. So it just shows like I don't know, it's really exciting over here. It's just definitely a buzz.
I think that the next few years will be very promising.
There was Crazy George. That was a bit of a
Crazy
strange
George,
one.
yeah.
We met some guy called George the Greek and went back to his place and we had a few beers with him and his dogs. That was a bit of a weird night.
Yeah, at the top of
What do you call it?
Scala in London. George does the sound, or he does something in Scala, and we just got chatting to him and he brought us up the top to watch Sting's daughter playing, and I don't know how this happened, and we ended up had these really cheap Red Star beers up at his place with the dogs, and he was out in the balcony on top of Scala. It's like 5 stories up, and we were just going, I think we should probably go, and someone just bring me out.
Dave, you do snore?
Dave.
Yeah, he snores pretty
Pretty horrific.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Of course I snore. Look at me. I just did the windies up. Not
I've
even
had to punch him in the arm in hotel rooms a few times.
James.
James. Yeah. James.
James.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't even know why, like, but yet you know.